Hey guys, it's your girl Jade. Alright, let's see if I can not lose my voice today. You might hear some noise in the background. It's my fan and my window unit going. My room's the hottest, like one of the hottest ones during the day, so I do have a window unit to compensate for the air conditioner. Yeah, just my room gets hot, so I have this window unit going as well. Helps it keep it cool in here. Anyway, today is Thursday. Yeah, Thursday still. And I am going to do a little throwback story. I was actually watching a video, people at Walmart, and I saw, like, one of the pictures of somebody dressed up in, like, Renaissance type stuff. And it actually made me remember a time that I went out dressed up in not everyday wear. I'm a LARPer. For those of you who don't know, it's a live action role player. The LARP that I do is a medieval based LARP. So I was playing a koala, it's called a wilder, which is an animal like human. Mine was a koala, and it was, I think, Sunday, because it lasts from Friday night to Sunday afternoon. I was playing my koala, running around the Sunday afternoon field battle, and I ended up tripping and slamming my knee into a concrete walkway. So, we have these medics on site. They're trained, and they know all the medical stuff. So it is a pretty safe game, but there are injuries, especially if you're accident prone like I am. Well, this happened about 9 years ago. So slammed my knee into a concrete walkway, like jutted up about that far off away from the ground, so I hit it pretty hard. One of the medics came over, or somebody came over, they're asking me if I need a medic or anything, and I'm laughing because the only thing I can do is laugh, or I'm gonna just bust out in tears because of the pain. So he ended up calling a medic on me, and the medic comes over and she tries to straighten out my leg, in which case I proceeded to almost kick her in the face because it just hurt that much. And I didn't realize what I was doing until she backed up and I saw my other leg coming up. So, they do what is called a fireman's hold on me. So I had somebody supporting my head, and then I had one guy on this side, one guy on the other side, and two, like, holding my legs. One might just keep my good leg from dragging, and then to keep my busted up leg from straightening out or bending even more. So she doped me up full of, like, ibuprofen and stuff, and told the guy I was with at the time that he needed to hurry up and get me to a hospital so they could x-ray my knee and find out, make sure I didn't break anything or tear anything because of the pain. So I did not have time to get out of my makeup. I couldn't even make it up to the cabin we were staying in to pack my stuff. So he got all of our stuff packed up and brings the truck down to pick me up, which I had to have somebody help me into the truck because I couldn't walk. So on the way to the hospital, I'm asleep. Like, the ibuprofen just knocked me out because of how much she gave me. So we get there and they get me in a wheelchair and wheel me in, and I see this little kid. Like, I'd taken my koala ears off, so I just had the gray, brown, like the black nose and everything. Like, I look like a koala. If I had the picture, I'd show you. So, and this little kid just looks over and he looks at his mom and goes, "Look, Mom, a kitty!" I'm too drugged up, I don't care. So they get me back there, and I tell the doctor what happened. They get me into the x-ray, and the guy doing the x-ray looks at me, goes, "You're going to have to move your pants." So I was wearing rat pants. He's like, "You're going to have to move them up out of the way, because if they get in the x-ray, it's going to look like there's fluid behind your knee, and we're going to have to take this long, thick needle and drain fluid behind your knee that maybe even isn't there." Freaked me out because I hate needles. I can get tattoos just fine. I cannot stand shots. I've almost hit people. Like, I've almost punched doctors for coming at me with needles. Now, don't ask me how I made it through having a kid. They learned real quick, and I warned all my doctors, you've got to warn me before you bring a needle near me. You've got to hold me down, because it is my natural instinct to just start swinging. So, he does the x-ray, and they tell me that I have almost torn my ACL tendon in half. I was like, oh great. So they put me in a straight brace, had to walk out on crutches. They prescribed me Percocets, which I told them didn't work. I didn't even get the prescription filled, didn't take it. I learned Percocets didn't work after I had my daughter. I learned morphine does not work when I had my daughter. Because I had a C-section, morphine's what they gave me in the hospital, and the Percocets what they gave me when I went home. They also gave me ibuprofen for the pain, so I took that. But anyway, back to the knee. They told me that if I would have to come back in, do physical therapy, and get surgery on my knee to fix the damage because it was not going to fully heal. And I could end up tearing it again. And I was like, okay, well, what's the prognosis with the surgery? And they're like, well, if you don't have surgery, you're going to end up walking with a cane in the next 10 years. With surgery, there's a 50-50 chance that you will walk without a cane. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do the surgery. I'm going to risk the 10 years and walking with a cane as opposed to doing the surgery in the next year or so and end up walking with a cane anyway. So I had my knee re-looked at last year because it had swollen up to the size of a basketball. I couldn't walk on it or couldn't put pressure on it, and I was ending up leaving work early, got my job threatened, so I was like, okay, I've got to get this looked at again. There's something seriously going on. Like, this was like at the 8-year mark. So I'm like, great. I'm getting to the 10 years. I'm going to end up having to walk with a cane like they said. Now, in the past 8 years, things have actually progressed, like surgical-wise and things like that. So I had my knee x-rayed again. They told me that I have a floating kneecap and I have deterioration of the bone in my knee. Not as bad as what it was, not as bad as what they thought 8 years ago. So the doctor then told me that I do not have to have surgery now, that I would just have to wear a brace and then, wear a brace for a few months and then tape up my knee just to keep my kneecap in place. So anyway, so now I have problems with my knee, all this other stuff, but I just thought it was like a little cute thing, the little kid looking at his mom and going, look, a kitty, when I'm obviously dressed like have the face paint of a koala. So anyway, I'll also have another video being posted up. I don't know, I'll probably do it later on tonight after this one, of me and my daughter at Charlie's. It's just a little short video. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Bye, love you, peace.